everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So welcome to my YouTube. Make sure that you're subscribed down below here, hit that bell. Or if you're joining me also on Facebook, remember that these videos will only be live and only available for the first 30 days. So you may want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and in that way you will be able to get all these videos as we go. Now, I apologize. I do have a puppy at my feet, and she is, I was chasing her before I went live, and that's why I'm a little bit late. But anyways, but thank you for joining me. This is my Technique Tuesday. So this is where I come on and I teach a technique or a variation of another technique that I've done in the past. So basically, this technique is a scratched embossing technique, or it used to be, I think you could do it as a alligator technique or a crocodile technique is kind of what some people used to call it, but I haven't shown this at all. And oh my goodness, she is just a little orangutan right now. So anyways, I have my lawns basically sprayed today, so we can't run around outside, so that's causing a bit of havoc. But anyways, she is just so full of it. Anyways, all right, so let's get going. So let's go on down to my hands here, and then this way at least I can do some other stuff with it. So all right, so like I say, this is called the scratched embossing technique. It's just another way that you can use different techniques with embossing powder. All right, so we are also going to use this beautiful Inspiring Perfections, or it's part of the Kintsugi Inspirations from the annual catalog, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It does come with this bundle. And remember about that 50% off sale today. So if you went and you bought something from a suite, and this is a suite, and bought your lowest price that you have on your order will be given to you at 50% off. So there's a couple ways that you can do it. The way I did it was I got one suite, and then I put my second suite, and I got that at 50% off, and then I closed the order at that time. So it's really important that you understand how that 50% off is on the lowest price thing in a suite. And it's a really good deal. And if you're a demonstrator, the beauty of that is that you can also go ahead and get that on online exclusives on a pre-order. So yeah, so that's a great way if you want to get some really good deals and that sort of stuff. You can, and on this pre-order stuff is become a demonstrator, and then or be a demonstrator and do that. So I'm using this particular one with these dies, and also this designer series paper. Now this designer series paper, this is just one of the pieces of the designer series paper, and the dies cut these pieces out as well. So they got the beautiful chrysanthemums on here and the different vases on there as well. Now Kintsugi is where they piece porcelain together, and basically by putting it together like that, you can, that's the art of it, is using a form of metal to put the pieces of the porcelain back together. So we're going to do this scratched embossing powder technique. So I'm going to actually do it on a piece of scratch, and then we're going to cut it down on our particular card. And I decided to go with Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, and Berry Vanilla on here. So what we do on this one, and I think what I'm going to have to do is come with this on here. Remember that this does go at 9:05 tomorrow, and 9:05 tomorrow on my Facebook group, which is right down here below. Remember to say hello. I would love to see different people on here and to say hello. Okay, so what you do is you just take a cardstock. We're going to do it a little bit bigger than what we normally would do. And then we're going to take our Versamark. Now Versamark This is a brand new pad, but you do want a well inked up thing of Versamark. So I'm just going to load this up with the Versamark. And you notice I didn't use the embossing powder. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to come in with my gold embossing powder, and I'm just going to cover this whole thing up. So let's just go on here. I do have pieces of paper. I've got dimensional backings on here in my embossing powder. So like I say, I've cut this bigger so that I've got a spot to hold on to it. And if it rubs off, it'll be okay because I can turn around and just trim that down. But I think what I'll do is I'll show you a couple different ways that you can go ahead and do it. All right, so that's just how it starts being done, like that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we can, it's called the scratch. So you can just take it and you can take any kind of surface to do this. You could do it with your stylus or you take your pick tool. So you would just go and let's go and I'm going to show you two of these ways where you could do it like that, and then you could also put some squiggles in there. So we're scratching off that embossing powder, or you could take something that's a little bit bigger, and I could take like the back of this particular paintbrush and see, we could go in and get bigger ones. But this, I find if I do it this way, I've got to take a brush and get it off, and it tends to but anyways, we'll just do this, and I want you to see how it can be done as bigger areas as well, just like this and like that. Now what you want to do is you want to come in here and tap this off, and then I'm just going to get rid of this because you can't, and don't put that back into your embossing powder, the parts that you've taken off here. But I'm going to show you how both of these are done. I believe I'm probably going to go use this. I will show you another one that was done. And then I'm just going to come in with my heat tool. And we're just then going to reheat it. I'm sorry for putting my head in there, but I just wanted to get some of that embossing powder off of there. So then we're just going to, like I say, heat set this. And this is just scratching it off. So you're just sort of, this one probably would look a little bit more like the Kintsugi because it's wider spaces. But it doesn't have to be, you could be doing lines, you could do circles, you could do a lot of different things on there. Just want to make sure that we get it all heated. There we go. So join me back tomorrow. I am hoping I'm not going to have a problem. There's BC Hydro in my area tomorrow and on Thursday. So if it's okay, I will be coming on at 3 o'clock tomorrow with my mystery challenge. We will see what happens with that. So I'm going to just show you, see how you can get different looks on there with that. Let's put this over to the side here. And then you see how you have just a tiny bit of it like that or like this. Now I went ahead and I did one like this as well. And like I say, there's like that. So then I don't want a whole pile of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and we'll use that in a bit. Now, like I say, you could use a lot of different ones. I just used some of the colors that were already on the vases. So there was the Lost Lagoon and the Petal Pink, hence the reason why I came to this color choice. So this is the embossing folder that goes along with it. Now I didn't really want a lot of this showing behind. I just wanted some texture behind there. So let's just go ahead and put that on. It's a really neat way that you can also do this with your embossing. There's another technique that you can do. Now also with this particular technique, there's a lot of different other things that you can do with this technique, but I'd be interested to see how you would look at doing this. Now, like I say, this could go across here. So see, it gives a background. I didn't want a full background. Let me just grab the trimmer and we will, you know when she's quiet? I do not know what she's into. All right, so let's just do this, say at about 2.5. And I'm thinking that that's a good size maybe to go in the middle there. Yeah, let's try that. Or we could try this 2.25. So I'll show you how that goes. I thought this could go on here. So see how we're kind of getting a bit of this. Or we could go with this. This one might be good to go on here. So we've got this vase, and then we've got this vase as well. So like I say, we have the choice of going like with this bigger one and then this, or the finer one. And I think just for this, we're just going to do a bit of a finer one. So let's just go ahead and put that right on there. Like I say, if you did this like an alligator one, we didn't have an alligator or a crocodile, so otherwise I would have done something like that. You hold on to these techniques hoping that there'll be certain stamp sets that'll come out with them, but they're not coming out with them as I need them. So this is just going to go here, and I think I'll put this on with a dimensional. I'm not seeing any comments today. If you're here, tell me where you're from. Let's just go ahead and put this on there. Just like this. And I'm thinking that this vase would be good with this vase. So see how we're getting the gold in that. And then I've got, this is part of one of the dies that are there. So I can just put this off to the side there. I also have it in, I've got it in gold, and I've also got it in Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon. So I'm not sure which ones to put in there. Let's see. Well, let me just put this one down there. You're probably hearing all that background. So this will just go here. We'll put this one on with an embellishment or dimensionals. Yeah, so unfortunately she can't run around, so that would have been really good for her to run around. All right, let's just poke some of this out. So this is coming like this. Boy, the shiny, it makes it really difficult to see how it works. And then what we want to do is, Some of these expressions are really, really hard to use on here. I kind of want to put one across here. Wonder what it would look like in Lost Lagoon. Let's check it out in Lost Lagoon. And I'm probably going to come in with my Simply Said, as long as I've unpacked it from my retreat. Maybe not. You know what? This would work. We could do Happy Retirement, which happens to be from this one here, Sunrise Sailings. And I think this Happy Retirement would work quite well on here. Now let's see if it's going to work with our, you know what, I'm thinking it should really be done with embossing powder. And I think my embossing buddy is still needs to be unpacked. So let me just see here. Oh, I got an extra one. Let's just go and put that there. Like I say, I have a brand new Versamark. I treated myself. Right there. Come in with the gold embossing powder. Now this suite also comes with some beautiful gold. Hello, Laura. You like the pink better than blue circles? Yeah, oh, those things, yes. And I kind of think the gold actually goes with it too. So then let's just get that done. I think this printing and this font kind of works with this, so I'm happy with that. Now, okay, I'm just going to trim this down. We'll just put that off to the side here. So I'll do that with the dimensionals. And all I'm doing is kind of giving a bit of a space in between there. And then these are the gems that go with it. Now on the inside, I was going to go ahead and put Very Vanilla in there. And I'm thinking, geez, I can't find it now. But I do have a piece here that I can turn around and cut if I can't find it. All right, so let's just cover that up with I think would go right about there. Now, well, here's the one here. Now, I could do a chrysanthemum on the inside. I could do this on the inside. But you know what? I've got this. So I'm just going to turn around and just put this. Do I want to put both of them? No, I'm just going to put this on the inside. And what that'll do is that will tie into the front of the card. Hello, Dolores. Hello, the Netherlands. Oh my goodness, I love your country. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here. So we're thinking of going to Cologne for On Stage next year. As long as they open it up the right way. Oops. Should have left that to get it to dry. Let me just let that dry. But I think that worked okay. Now, unfortunately, I could have gone with some gold ribbon. But the ribbon goes with, I really thought that let me just get this one out. I thought that gold thread would be so nice, but it's retired now, so. Boy, that's fairly late for you in the Netherlands. That's really late. 9 hours, I think, or is it 8 hours difference? Anyways, let's just put that there. It gives a bit of a look to the inside, and there we go. So this is the scratched, you can see it on there, the scratched embossing powder. I hope you like that. And remember that this, so see how it's different. This one's kind of different with different stuff in there. And then there's these with the two. And then see how this one was in there. And you could go with the darker ones, but it just gives a tiny bit of a different looking of a background there. All right, so if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really would appreciate it if you would have. Oh, woke you up before midnight. Oh, I'm sorry about your back. Anyways, so remember, if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. Remember that tomorrow I will try to be live at 3 o'clock Pacific time in the afternoon. However, there's 2 days, and Thursday I have another day where there is the BC Hydro's coming out and replacing some poles and that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, I don't know when it's going to go, so it's best I just say I'll be on if I'm on, and I won't if I'm not. It would be a mystery challenge. I will put the clues up so that you could go along with me, and if not, maybe what I might do is use those clues for the next week there as well. Also, if you live in Canada, don't forget about that BOGO sale. Anything that you buy from a suite, you get the second thing, the lower price thing at 50% off. It's not the second thing, it's a lower price from a suite product, and it's a great sale. What a way to save, and you can get it on all these new suites from the catalog. It also works on I think it works on your scrapbook ones too. I'm not sure. I didn't try that this morning, but I did get some of my stuff for at half price. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Bye for now.